Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick video to show you how I would interpret this, and maybe a quick way of going about getting this scallop gallery or halo type thing. Okay, so I'm going to start with a ring rail. And then I'm going to just not worry about stone sizes too much. Obviously, I'm just like concentrating on the method, but you could adjust in whatever way you need. So I'm going to just put a gem on the ring rail. And I'll just make a quick head. You said that you have marquees at the compass points, so I'm assuming you'd have a head like this. I don't know for sure, but maybe you could have like a shared prong with the marquee, so I'm just gonna make that assumption. And let's see. I'm not going to worry about this too much, but I am going to change the height of this a bit. Okay. All right, so I think that I won't explain too much. I'll just go and then you can just see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with a gem offset curve. I'm going to do two of these, one for the rounds and one for the marquees. So I'll just call this one rounds. And then I'm going to trim it. It sounds like you have symmetry with this ring, so usually when I'm in that position, I try to think about the ring in quadrants to do the least amount of work. So I've trimmed this to just a quarter of the gem offset curve. Obviously, if it's not a round center stone, it'll be harder, but I'm just going to assume that it is round. Okay, and then I'm going to do just one more of these for the marquees. I don't know, something like this. I don't know how big they are. Okay, and then I'm going to put, I'll just call this, and then I'm going to put gem on curve. I'm going to choose this curve, and I'm going to constrain it to one stone, and then I'm going to put a marquee. I'm going to make the origin down. I mean, obviously, if you had some kind of structure here, you could orient it to that, but without that, I'm just going to orient it down. I'll tilt it a little bit, maybe make it bigger. Something like that. So I don't know if you'd want to put in another prong here. You're going to share the prong, but I'm going to just design it assuming you're sharing the prong with this, or you just like undercut in here. I might be wrong about that, but I'm just gonna, that's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, so I'm gonna make this 1.9 actually. All right, and then I'm gonna make a head for this. I don't know if you guys experience this, but it's really just a matter of changing the rail size when a stone is so small. So first I start with the angle and see if I can, okay. And then I'm going to do profile, and I'm just going to make one rail, and I'm going to bring this down and this up. I'll probably just change the head size to 7, and then I'm just going to change the profile of this. And I'm going to bring it all the way up like that. Actually, I'm going to swing this gem around so it's at one end or the other of this trimmed curve. Okay, so now I'm gonna, I think I'm actually gonna bring this down a little bit. I'm gonna put my gems on this trimmed curve. And another nice thing about trimming it, especially if you have symmetry, is that you can select mirror, and then you can put your start position at 0.5, and then your end position. Why is that working? Okay, hang on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this at 0.5, and then I'm going to say mirror. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to make the origin down like I did for the marquee. I'm just going to tilt these a little bit. But now you will have symmetry with these stones. You don't have to spend a lot of time, trying to figure out the girdle spacing. Again, I'm not paying a lot of attention to stone sizes here, but you could think more in detail about that. Okay, so these look pretty good to me. Then I'm going to make some bezels for these. And I'm going to change this profile. I think this kind of rounded one looks better with or is better for a scalloped type thing. And I'm going to just make some quick changes. I kind of want this, I kind of want this to be a little bit below the marquee, and the bezel here to be just, I would like this rail to be taller than this bezel. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up a little bit like that, and then maybe just make the head, the overall height just a little different. And I apologize if any of these parameters are like unrealistic, but I'm just going for method at the moment. Okay, so I do actually want the I want the setting here to like overlap with this gallery rail, so I'm going to push these in more. I might have to change the size a little. That's too far, maybe. Okay, and then, oops, that's the wrong one. It sounds like you have specific stone sizes you're accommodating, but a nice thing about this process is that you can do a lot of adjusting. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to, I'm just gonna Boolean union these guys. So I'm going to do it dynamically. And then I'm going to make some cutters that are just straight. And I'm going to do a Boolean difference. Oops, sorry. I have a lot of hotkeys, or aliases, but I'll just do it the regular way. So I'm going to do a Boolean difference, these and these. Okay. So now I just want to, I'm going to put it in wireframe, and I'm going to grab this curve and I'm going to put a profile placer on that. And I'm going to change this to like a rectangular thing, and I'm going to mirror that. I'm going to swing this around, bring it down, in, and then I'm going to put another one in the middle, and actually let's go back to this view, and then I'm just going to say activate auto sweep so I can see what's happening with this here. Okay, so I want to bring this down, I think, and then I kind of want the ends of this to vanish into space a little bit. So I'm going to like kind of bring them more severely in like this, and then maybe I want them to kind of meet where the prong is, like this, and then I will just bring this one in. I'm kind of trying to like make a weird lumpy channel cutter. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to just press enter, and I'm going to go back into wireframe and do a sweep 1. Okay, and then I'm going to just do one more Boolean difference. I probably could have combined some of these, but it's okay. Okay. And you know, if maybe I went too deep here, let's see. It's possible. So I'll just bring this height down a little bit, and this one too. And maybe I just would want to actually just shear that off. So I'm gonna so this is really not exact. As you can see, but I'm just trying to kind of get quickly to a place that makes sense. I might just change the height of this so that it overlaps with these settings. Something like that. Okay, you can play around with it. Okay, and then I'm going to make some prongs. Again, this may be like too deep a cut here, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to just maybe notch this. And then I'm going to change this to 1 prong. Alright, and then I'm going to just grab this. Whoops. I'm holding control. Well, hang on. What I want to do is use this command, MSR objects, and I'm just going to select, no, I don't want that. Let's try this way. Okay, I'm going to come back here, and then I'm just going to press enter, and I don't know. This is like a little bit crazy right in here. I'm not really sure how you want to resolve all these things coming together, but this is one concept. You could do it differently, for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna make this actually a little larger and bring it up. Okay, so I guess the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an isocurve. There we go. From here, actually, you know what? I'm going to just show the bezel again for a second. And then I'm going to grab an isocurve from there, so it's just like a whole, because I think after I did the Boolean union, it kind of chopped those surfaces up, so I'm just going to, that looks good. And then I'm going to hide these again. And now I'm going to just do object on curve. And I'm going to make this 5. Again, I'm going to do mirror, just like we did with the gems. And I'm going to just put some millgrain there. You know, obviously, if you choose to do it this way, you could take more time. And then I'm going to use orient to gem. I'm going to select this as my base. These are my objects, and then okay. Again, I don't know about this situation over here, but you could take more time. And then the final thing I'm going to do is just grab this, and I'm going to mirror it. That looks good. And then I can grab all this whole thing, and I can do a polar array. Use the z-axis, and then change the count to 4. And I think that gets you, I don't know, somewhere near. I'm not sure what all is happening under here. Obviously, you could bring these seats down further and cut them in a different way, but I think this gives like a general guide how I would interpret this. Let's see, how close is it? Ooh, let's just look at it rendered mode. Yeah, I'd say it's like it's not super far off. But anyway, hopefully that is helpful to you, and it would be cool to post your